Nintendo actually had, right, a patent rejected in Japan, which was its patent that it uh had what is it? I guess filed for the lawsuit that it has with Power World, right? Nintendo's Pokemon catching related patent has been rejected in Japan. Refused as it lacks an inventive step, right? Nintendo has been dealt a bit of a legal blow in Japan as the patent office has rejected an application relevant to the company's ongoing case against Pocket Pair's Power World. Like this is this is absolute cinema. This is fucking cinema because Nintendo has been such a huge fucking bully for goddamn decades. There are way too many people who don't know the game is even coming out. Yeah, yeah. They do need to step up the game on marketing. For sure, for sure. But definitely Game Free. Wait, no. This patent is related to monster catching, a la Pokemon, but it's not quite the same one filed in the U.S. reported on back in September 2025. This one appears to be linked to the act of throwing and aiming objects to either capture a creature or initiate a battle. So they try to patent throwing and aiming objects to capture a creature and initiate battle, right? And at first, like everybody thought, this was gonna go through, you know what I mean, da da da. Which initially I think it did, until Japan looked at it further and was just like, wait a minute, there's something off about this, and now they have rejected it. Game Free reports that the patent in question, which is pending application number 2024 031-879, not specifically one of the Power applications but related, but has been rejected as the application lacks an inventive step, determined after looking at prior art with ARC mentioned as a specific example. The notice of reasons of refusal dated. Okay, so it's just a bunch of little, I guess, little gibberish here. Could have easily been made by persons who have common knowledge in the technical field. Evidence submitted against the application accused a video from ARC of a character throwing a pod-like item at the ground and at other creatures. I mean, there's even instances of it way before ARC. You know what I mean? So the fact that they were able to even patent this is beyond me. Like, I don't even understand how they were even able to get it accepted from the beginning. You know what I mean? It's just retarded. I get not one to one ripoff, but dang, people should be able to make a spin-off. Exactly, people should be able to make a spin-off, bro. People should be able to make a spin-off. Like I get that a lot of the assets look a lot like Pokemon, but you know what I mean? It's not exactly Pokemon. It's not a 1-1 Pokemon ripoff. And then you have like 5 other fucking games that are doing the same thing. Why aren't you going after them? You know what I mean? Like what happened with Temtem? Temtem was similar to Pokemon, right? That was another Pokemon kind of, copycat game, right? I didn't see them, and I was literally on Nintendo's platform, right? So the fact that they literally went after Power World, like they were literally threatened by Power World, like literally, they were literally threatened by Power World. While the rejection is, let's see, other games mentioned for comparison are manuals, tutorials, and wikis for Craftopia, Monster Hunter 4, Pokemon Go. Yeah, exactly. There's tons of examples of like monster catching mechanics, like even way before. You know what I mean? And somehow they're able to patent the catching mechanism. Like this is so retarded. Like this should not have been able to do that. And the free web browser game Canco, I have no idea what that is. while the rejection is non-final, meaning Nintendo can resubmit their application with modifications, it also shares a parent with JP7493117, which focuses on character movement, collision, interaction, and throwing creatures at one another to initiate battle. Okay, that's another patent from Power World, right? So they're like trying to patent a whole lot of systems that Power World is using, right? Exactly. Imagine if we applied this logic to controllers, right? This is so fucking retarded. Like they're literally trying to patent a whole entire like the way that you move, like even like the way that you move, like it's so dumb. Like I'm Nintendo, like oh my god. As Game Fray notes, if one member of a patent family is faced with issues, it can often highlight other problems with the rest of the group. Plus, judges often respect the decisions made by patent examiners, so we'll have to see what Nintendo's response is. With the wider Power case, proceedings are still ongoing. Nintendo first filed a patent infringement lawsuit against Pocket Pair in September 2024, which seeks an injunction against infringement and compensation for damages on the grounds that Power World, a game developed and released by defendant, infringes multiple patent rights. Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah, no, you motherfuckers are just scary, and y'all definitely saw Power World as a huge threat. Okay, that's exactly why they went went only after Power World, and not after any other type of Pokemon clone, right? Because there's been like a bunch of other ones, right? So another thing that happened, right? So after their patent gets rejected in Japan, this is recently another thing that happened. Nintendo's Power World lawsuit takes new hit as the U.S. Patent Office orders review of key Pokemon patent. So now the U.S. Patent Office gets involved after Japan rejects the patent, right? Nintendo's ongoing. Yeah, Nintendo be doing stuff like this when we make a wheelchair basketball game. Nobody bought. Yeah, not gonna lie, I was kind of a little hype and excited about that little basketball wheel game. I was like, yo, this is pretty cool. But yeah, it looks like nobody bought that shit. Nobody bought it. That's hilarious. Nintendo's ongoing legal battle and Power World dev Pocket Pair has taken another blow after the head of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office ordered a rare re-examination of one of the company's patents. According to GamesFrame, USPTO Director John A. Squires personally intervened on November 3rd to reopen the U.S. patent number, or the patent of, I guess, whatever that is, which covers a system allowing a player to summon a sub-character and let it fight in one of two modes. The order, formerly titled a Director-Initiated Ex Parte Re-Examination, cites two earlier patents, one filed by Konami in 2002 and another by Nintendo itself in 2019, that describe nearly identical features. Rare step raises questions about Nintendo's broader patent claims. All right, so there is just all jargon about reopening and re-examining the patent that was made, especially after Japan rejected. So it says here, the USPTO's decision marks the first director-initiated re-examination in over a decade. So it's been a while since they've actually done any type of re-examination of a patent before. So this is like kind of unprecedented. And it's signaling how controversial the patent's approval had become. Yep, this is definitely unprecedented. So, and it definitely is, because Nintendo rarely loses. Nintendo rarely loses and stuff like this, and lawsuits. They are, because they're such a big huge company with insane crazy fucking lawyers. that could just literally mow down almost anybody, right? So they rarely fucking lose. So this is unprecedented. This is definitely unprecedented, and this is a huge blow to Nintendo and their lawsuit win streak, right? Like this is a huge blow to them. Nintendo has 2 months to respond to the order, but the process could result in the loss of all independent claims of the patent, specifically claims 1, 13, 25, and 26, which would render the rest unenforceable. Legal analysts told GameSpray that the outcome appears highly likely to end in revocation, given that both cited references already describe the same manual and automatic battle mechanics. Yeah, that system made by you see with Warner Brothers, they're different. They were able to their system, they actually created it from the ground up, and they patented it. So that's they're a whole different ball game than Nintendo trying to patent a system that's widely used by everyone, that wasn't created by just one person. And let's see. Yeah, they did do they did do that one lawsuit with Bowser, right? They did that one lawsuit with Bowser. Unfortunately, his name is Bowser, right? That's and they fucked that guy so bad, so bad. They made a example out of that guy, and it's sad to see how they made an example out of him. And honestly, it didn't do anything because people are still pirating. People are still pirating. It's not going to stop. So I don't understand how you're going to, do that to this one guy. You know what I mean? Nintendo is just beyond some crazy shit. You know what I mean? They're not what they used to be when I was growing up. Another setback following Japan patent rejection. So here comes there's another setback. The development comes just a week after Japan's patent office rejected one of Nintendo's related applications, ruling that its creature lacked originality, right? The Japanese filing is part of the same patent family as the ones being used in Nintendo and the Pokémon company's ongoing lawsuit against Pocket Pair in Tokyo District Court. Let's see. While the US and Japanese cases are separate, both these decisions challenge the originality of the patent family underpinning Nintendo's claims. So they're both related to each other, right? So it's definitely a significant blow to Nintendo. It's definitely would have been inevitable, right? It would have been inevitable that Nintendo was going to lose a lawsuit at some point. Then they're not invincible. Just like the show, just like the hero or the show Invincible, right? He's not exactly invincible, right? Not exactly. Nintendo is not invincible. So, and they literally made a wrong move. This was one of the biggest wrong moves Nintendo has ever made, in my opinion. This is one of the biggest wrong moves Nintendo has ever made, was going after Pocket Pair for Power World, all because they were offended that Power World was such a huge success that they felt threatened by this game that really wasn't going to do that. I don't think it was going to do much to Pokemon. You know what I mean? Pokemon already has an established huge fan base. So for you to be threatened by Power World is fucking pathetic, in my opinion. That's extremely pathetic. That was the most pathetic thing I've ever seen a company do. Is this? So it's crazy. Yeah, I agree. But definitely, yep, that's that with Nintendo. What's next with them is, Nintendo will still try to, I guess, defend their patent, I guess, do amendments or appeals, but we'll have to find out what's going on next after that, right?